Hi, I'm Heather Telford. In this video, I am going to use a Lavinia stencil that already had leftover alcohol ink on it. I'm going to use my gel plate to apply a bit more ink, and then I'm going to pick it up with a shimmery paint. Thanks for joining me. Here's a stencil that hasn't been cleaned yet from using it with alcohol inks, and what I'm going to do is work with it again. That's all alcohol ink on that side. I'm going to kind of press it down on my gel plate, add a little bit of rubbing alcohol to get that alcohol ink moving, and then add a couple more colors just to make it more vibrant. I've already got green and blue on there, so I'm going to add a little bit of yellow because that will blend with both the blues and greens, and this time I'm putting it through the stencil. Often I put it on the plate first. I'm even going to add a tiny little dot of purple here, here, and here. I'm pretty careful with purple and dark blue and bright red because they tend to take over. I want to get those inks moving a little. The ones I just put on, they need a little bit of rubbing alcohol to get them to dilute and move around a bit. As you can imagine, I've got quite a bit of liquid on there, some of it alcohol ink, some of it most of it rubbing alcohol. So as I move it around, I'm trying to move it around gently so it doesn't fly off onto me or the table. Where you can see there's liquid pooling, you can really make the most of that by pushing it into an area where ink isn't pooling. Just here, for some reason, I think it's because the stencil has been used many times. Maybe it's a wee bit buckled, so I'm just pressing it down so that it just clings a bit more to the plate. Chances are I will make a card front with this, so I don't need the panel to be perfect on all the edges because I will be trimming it and choosing the section that I like the most. I have done a lot of drying with this, so I'm happy to pull this off now. But you can see, even as I pull it off, it's not totally dry underneath. It really does stay wet naturally underneath the plastic because how is it going to dry there? Okay, I'm going to pull it off anyway, and then I'm going to dry it immediately so I don't lose the pattern that I've got. Just here is where it was still wet. This is dry now. In my previous video, I picked up the print with a white, and I often do pick up prints with a white or a cream. I'm going to pick this one up with a gold, and it's a very transparent gold, so it's not going to overwhelm this design at all. This is a Sennelier acrylic iridescent bronze, it's called, but it looks very gold. I've mentioned in previous gel printing videos that to pick up a design, you really don't want thick paint. So that's why I put such a thin layer of the gold in order to pick up everything that's underneath. If you are interested in learning more about gel printing, I have an online class called Gel Print Journey, and I'll link to that in the description box below. So you can see that gold or bronzy color picked up that whole pattern and gave it a little bit of a shimmer.